Welcome to our tutorial on taking your web applications to the next level with stunning animations. Are you tired of building static and dull web apps? Look no further. In this tutorial, we'll be exploring the powerful combination of Next.js, React.js, and the React Awesome Review library. With this trio, you will be able to create breathtaking animations that will leave your users mesmerized. From fade-ins and fade-out to slide-ins and scale animations and review effect, we cover it all. You will learn how to create attention-grabbing entrance animations, add smooth transition between pages and components, enhance user engagement with interactive animations, and much more. Don't miss out on this opportunity to elevate your web development skills and create visually stunning applications. Watch this tutorial now and discover the endless possibilities of Next.js, React.js, and React Awesome Review. Alright, let me show you the demo of our application. You can see over here, when this element comes into view, you can see different animations on different elements over here. And as we navigate through the web page, you can see different kinds of animation with transition effect. You can see it over here as we navigate, some elements are sliding in. And this is also a slider over here that is showing our testimonial. And you can see we also have different tabs over here. All this is done using Material UI. So, and you can preview the images as well, but our focus today is on how to add animation to our React.js Next.js application. So you can see how the elements are jumping in as we navigate through the page. So we can go up and down, or we can use the menu items to navigate to certain section of our web page, and then everything looks great. So, and this thing also works in dark mode. You can see our site is having in dark mode as well, and everything looks pretty great and awesome even in dark mode. So you can see as we're navigating down, elements are jumping in, flying in, sliding in, depending on the kind of animation that you use. And all this thing is completely responsive even on smaller devices. So let's check it out on smaller devices. So you can see on smaller devices too, we have this animation as we navigate, as we scroll down the page. So you can see how the animations are sliding in, and everything looks smooth and pretty nice. So you can see even on smaller devices, we don't lose the effect and everything looks good. So you can see everything is looking fantastic down to our footer. So, and we also have our navigation drawer over here that we can use to navigate to different sections of our website. So let's check it out down to our portfolio. We can also view this on smaller devices. We can preview the images even on smaller devices. So we can also toggle between light and dark mode even when we are on smaller devices, and everything looks seamlessly, everything looks great. So you can see our elements are sliding in depending on the kind of animation that you use. So today I'm going to show you how we can be able to accomplish this in React. Please stay tuned till the end of this tutorial. Alright, the first step is to open this project in VS Code. You can see my app over here. This is Next.js application, by the way. So you can see my layout over here. I also have my page over here where I have a single home page. So I'm going to open the home page, and within my home page is where I have different sections of my web app. So this is my nav bar over here. You can take a look at it. And I also have my top section that I'm showing that animation. So in order to add animations to your website, we are going to do a quick search of a library known as React Awesome Review. So let's do that. Open your browser and type React Awesome Review. So you can see the library over here and hit enter. So you can see this first link over here. Go ahead and visit the npm library. And first of all, we need to actually install this package over here. So navigate back. If you have not done it already, navigate back and paste this command to install the library. So after you have installed the library, so go down within this npm page, and you can copy this to install Emotions that's React library as well. So just go ahead and paste it, and then come back over here. You can see a quick start on how to use this library over here. So you can import different kinds of animations like fade and slide, different kind of animation effect. So you can see they say you can just simply import it from React Awesome Review and wrap your whole component, maybe be it an element p tag, and you will define the effect that you want it to show. So this library makes use of what? Animate.css and library. So over here, if you click on that, you can see animate.css library over here, and it has different kinds of animations like attention seekers. If you click on this, you'll be able to see different kind of animation types that or effects that you can be able to use within your project. So you can see when you click on this, when you navigate to this animate.style website and you try to check out their examples. So all these are implemented within React Awesome Review library, the library that we have just installed. So you can see different kinds of animation: fading, bouncing, wobble, jello, heartbeat, swing, handshake, shake Y, shake S, rubber band, and different. So we are going to see exactly how to implement this in our project. So after, you can go through this documentation over here, and then you can see different kinds of props that you can be able to pass to your component that is imported. So we have the cascade over here. They say if set each child of a review animation automatically get assigned a delayed that takes into account their predecessor. That is child, as child 1 enters the viewport after child 1 times the delay times damping in milliseconds, and it's useful for animating list items. So we are going to see exactly how to do that. We have the damping prop as well: the direction, the delay, the duration, the fraction, whether it should trigger once, and then all different kinds of things over here. So, and you can see they have shown an example of slide as well, and then fade. You can also write your own custom animation if you install this package at the top over there. So you can see they have demonstrated how to use and to write your own custom animation as well. So we are going to see how this thing can be implemented in our project. So you can go ahead, and they say browsers like Safari are faced with this issue. So in such case, you should add this polyfill. So you can go ahead and install this polyfill in your project and add it if your website targets Safari and all the like. So let's go ahead and install this. npm install intersection observer. If you don't already have it, there is a polyfill. So we can just copy this one over here and take it to the root of our application. So in this case, we will drop the import in this our layout.tss file. So just like that, and that is it. So let's see how we can be able to use these components within our project. Alright, so within our VS Code over here, let's go ahead and open our top section. So you can see the demo of our application over here. When we navigate to this section of our website, you will notice that when I navigate and this particular section comes into view, you will see the animation over here, different kinds of animation on different elements over here. So let me show you exactly how I did this. So within our top section over here, I have my slider item, and inside the slider item component, I have defined my typography over here, and the typography is the one carrying this and creative model agency. And if you go over here, you see this element, and if I navigate back, you can see the kind of animation on this. So all I've done is I've imported rotate. This rotate is a component that can be imported from React Awesome Review, the library we have just installed. So this is rotate, and I've wrapped the whole of this typography element. So this can be your p tag if you are using an HTML, but I'm using Material UI over here. So this rotate, or the component that you have imported from React Awesome Review, should wrap the whole of your element that you want to animate. So I've also defined the direction of the rotate. So I want it to come from top left. I also defined the duration that it should last. So if you click on this over here on the element, and if you hold your control and press spacebar, you'll be able to see different options that you can be able to pass on that element over here, like the cascade if you're showing a list of elements, and the damping effect, how you want it to maybe act, the delay, do you want it to delay before showing, what is the fraction of the element that you want it to come into view before the animation should show. So there are different props that you can be able to pass to a component that is imported from React Awesome Review for showing our animation. But in this tutorial, I only want the direction. So even the direction has different kinds of values that you can pass to it. If you are using, depending on the component that you are using, the direction could be different. So the direction over here that I want you to use, I say top left, so I prefer that one, and I also specify the duration. The duration is in milliseconds. So duration of 1200 milliseconds means it should take exactly 1.2 seconds. So this is how I've done for this typography over here. And then down over here, I want to show an attention seeker. So if I go back to my website over here, if I navigate back and I come back into view, you see this rubber band effect over here. So in order to add this effect to your own web page, you need to actually import another component known as attention seeker from React Awesome Review. So there are different kinds of animation effects, and different kinds of animation effects require different components. So let me show you an example. if we come back to our React Awesome Review NPM library over here, you can see it and gives example of different kinds of attention seekers animation effect. So it says since version 3 attention seeker animation arrived by the attention seeker. So different kinds of attention seekers include bounce, flash, head shake, heartbeat, jello, pulse, rubber band, shake X, shake Y, swing, tada, and wobble. So these are different kinds of animations that I found on anime.style website over here. So you can see them over here. We call them attention seekers. So if you want to make use of attention seekers within your project, and if you're using React Awesome Review, you have to import this component known as attention seeker, and then you pass in the effect prop and the value. So the attention seeker over here, I want the effect to be rubber band. So if you type the effect on the component, if for instance you type the effect on the component and then you hold Control spacebar, you'll be able to see different kinds of effect over here. So like the bounce, flash, head shake, heartbeat, jello, pulse, rubber band, shake S, shake Y, swing, and tada. So different kinds of animation. For instance, if I choose tada and I go back to preview my website, you see the effect. So if I navigate back and I come back, you see how tada looks like. So that is the animation for tada. So you can change this one over here to maybe head shake like that. Let's go back and come back. You can see the head shake, but the one I actually used the first time is rubber band. So I prefer this one. And then if this element comes into view, you will notice the rubber band effect on this particular element. So, and the next element over here that I also use slide over here. Use slide, the slide component from React Awesome Review. So import slide component from React Awesome Review. That is another component, another animation component that you can be able to use within your project. So we also have bounce. There is bounce here as well. You can import bounce as a component, and also you can use this attention seeker component to add bounce animation effect. So this slide is imported from React Awesome Review library as well. And over here, as specified the delay, that it should delay and it should take 3000 milliseconds. That is the duration. So if we go back to this particular section on our web page, if I navigate and this comes into view, you can see this will take exactly 3000 milliseconds. That is 3 seconds to animate. So, and on the buttons, you can see this button comes from the left and this one comes from the right. So on the button over here, I use slide and I specify the direction, that the direction should come from the left. You can also change the direction, has different values. So if you click on this, hold your Control spacebar, you'll be able to see different values that you can pass to this slide as well. And I also say the duration should be 3000 milliseconds. Likewise, the second flipping button over here the direction should come from the right, and the duration should be 3000 milliseconds. So if I go back and I come into view, you will notice my animations over here. So, and the second section on our web page over here is the about section, and this about section also has if it comes into view, you can see this element over here too is animated, this part is animated, and this one likewise, this card over here of our team is sliding in as well. So let's check it out. So if you go back to our home page, the second section over here is our team section, and again we imported fade from React Awesome Review. And fade is a component that we can define our animation. So I said here that the duration should be 700 milliseconds and it should come from up. The direction should come from up. That is meet our team element. And I also use slide animation from React Awesome Review. So the direction should come from right and it should take exactly 800. And then over here, I look through my team's data at the top over here, the data that I defined at the top over here, and I want to show my animation over here. You will notice that over here I add slide animation and I pass cascade. So sometimes when you are showing a list of elements, maybe within a particular container you are showing a list of an element and you want them to animate one after the other, you can actually pass another prop on that animation component known as cascade. So telling it that your elements are cascaded, that it should delay the animation one after the other. So in this case I'm inside grid, but the way grid works in Material UI is in the sense that if you were just using an element over here, maybe you simply have a div element over here with some p tags, you can just simply put in and pass your animation prop like this and then specify maybe your p tag h1 and add more p tag element. It will delay them one after the other and show the element. But in this case, since I'm using grid layout and grid 2, this grid layout has a way of working over here in Material UI. I've decided to call the slide inside each of the single element instead of passing it in the parent element over here, and this will still work. So let's go ahead and remove this. So all I've done is I pass this slide cascade on it and specify the duration as 1200 milliseconds. I also have my hero section over here, and under the hero section I also imported slide from React Awesome Review, and and specify the direction to be up and the duration to be 1000 milliseconds. So as for the board, as for the heading 1 component, and I also add it on this typography element, the slide should take duration of 800 milliseconds. And I have also added, no, I have not added it on this, so let's go ahead and check it out and see. So when we go up and we navigate to this section, you can see this one is animating, and this one too is animating, and this likewise, this component over here, you can see our hero section over here too is animating when the element comes into view. So likewise for this other section. So let's check out our service section. So under our service section, the animation effect that we use over here is a zoom animation effect. So zoom animation effect is a component that is imported from React.js and Review as well. Check out our services element should zoom in, the direction should come from the right, and the duration should take exactly 1200 milliseconds. I've also imported slide from React.js and Review, and I said the direction should come from the right and the duration should take 1500 milliseconds, that you say after this one. So this is how this our services is implemented, and I've looked through my modeling services. This is the data that is at the top over here, and I want each element over here too to animate. So I have added this slide component and a pass cascade of with a delay of 100, and each element, also the title and the description, I want it to animate as well. So you can see I've wrapped this component, this typography, with a slide component, animation component, and I pass the direction and duration as well, likewise the description. So if you go to the service section, you will notice it. So if I go to my service section, you can see these cards over here. These are my services, and as I navigate down, you can see I've also added animation on the title and the description. So as we navigate and the element comes into view, you can see the animation of the element as well. So, and this section down here, let's go to this under our services, and let's go to our portfolio. We don't have much to do in our portfolio over here, and let's check out our models. So if you go to our home page over here and we go to maybe the feature section, you can see I have my features that are defined over there at the top, and I have these Y choosers. I have imported slide animation from React.js and Review at the top over here. You can see it, and I have passed the duration of 1400, and special the direction should come from the left. And I've also used slide animation over here. The direction should come from the right, and the duration should be exactly 1700 milliseconds. And I have also passed this slide animation on this elevation fashion brands online. So, and the duration should be 700, the direction should come from the right. So since I want the element to show after the order, I've passed this one, duration should be 700. I've added 200, duration should be 900 to this element. I've added another 200, duration should be 1100, 1300, 1500, so that the element will show one after the other. So you can see it over here. So on the button over here, I've added another animation known as fade. So you can import fade components from React.js and Review library. So there are different kinds of animation like fade, sliding, bounce. We have flip as well, so you can see flip. So you can go ahead and use any kind of animation component that you want on your elements. Go ahead and check them out. So I've used fade on my button over here, and I say the duration should be 1700. So, and I look through my services as well. I've added slide animation, and each element over here should take duration of 500 to show in. And likewise, if you want to go ahead and add it on the title and the description over here, you can go ahead and do that. But let's check it out. So this is our model section, and you can see how these elements are animating in. So, and you can go ahead and maybe if you decide, you can add on this one and this one instead of the whole component. So, and the next section over here is the contact us section. So if you open our home page and we click on this to navigate to the contact us section, you can see fade animation again, and as well, the direction should come from our bottom right. So this fade animation is imported from React.js and Review. So I've added it to reach out to us, and I've also added it on this description over here, and as well, the direction should come from our bottom right. Like this one, I've used slide animation component, and especially the direction should be down. So, and I'm going to also check out the footer. So, and on the footer, likewise on the footer, I've added some animations on the footer. You can see I've imported fade, slide, and bounce that I did not even make use of. So on the footer over here, on the titles, on the footer, on the about us, I've added fade animation as well, and I've also added fade animation on the descriptions. So you can see it, and especially the direction should be down, the duration. So since I wanted to show one after the other, I'll specify the duration as an increment from the previous one. So this is 1400, this is 1600, so that they will show one after the other. So, and even on the article, I've added fade animation component. Just grab the whole of your component, and inside this your animation and component over here, imported from what, React Awesome Review, and then pass in the direction. It's not necessary if you pick the default, or you can pass in different kinds of direction over here. Hold your control and press space bar. You'll be able to see different options over here to add to your component. So as you set the duration to be 1400, and then in my articles that are looping, I've decided to add fade animation on the title and on the description as well, so you can see it over here. So if I come down to my footer, you will notice the animation. You can add more delay, or you can specify the direction where you want the animation to come. So this is how basically you can be able to add animations to your React.js project, as simple as this. So you can see our site is looking beautiful, both in dark and in light mode. You can see the animation. Everything looks cool, presentable, beautiful, elegant, and stunning. Wow, how easy it is. So if you found this tutorial helpful, please go ahead and comment down in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and turn on notification for more awesome videos like this.
I found a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. Sometimes I feel like all is lost, but I know